So, Happy Valley, the burning question is who actually wrote that final episode? You'll have to watch to the end to find out. What are we going to do with Sundays now that Happy Valley's finished? But what did you think of that final episode ever? Happy Valley is going to go down with Line of Duty and The First Prime Suspect as one of the most talked about dramas ever. Written, of course, by one of the best writers in the country, Sally Wainwright, starring the wonderful Sarah Lancashire, who's already won a BAFTA for her role in 2017, and she was nominated in Series 1 in 2015. James Norton plays that wonderful villain, Tommy Lee Royce, with such chilling evil. And Siobhan Finneran, who's the sister, who I had, of all things, the great pleasure of working with on a Russ Abbott show. Then, of course, we've got Rhys Connor, who was the reason Wainwright waited 7 years before making that final series. She wanted him to get older so that we could believe his character a little bit more rather than recasting another actor. Sally Wainwright started off working for The Archers, but has now given us such fantastic TV as Unforgiven, At Home with the Braithwaites, Scott and Bailey. Her stories never really stray that far from her northern roots in the Calder Valley, and that's probably why they have such authenticity about them. Happy Valley is actually the local nickname the police give to the Calder Valley because of the drug problems. And it's her ability to write powerful emotion and tension, but also laced with humour. Those sorts of gear changes are very hard to achieve, but we all do it all the time. Down the pub, we can change from being happy to sad to being tragic. We do it so well, and she writes it effortlessly, from high drama, deep emotion to laughter. Wainwright says she writes characters she wants to be rather than who she actually is, which I think is really interesting. The public's already calling for Sarah Lancashire to be made a dame. I think that's a bit of a no-brainer. So, Series 3 of Happy Valley. In this last series, for me, the standout moment were the scenes where Kaywood finally confronts her sister about taking her grandson to visit Tommy in jail. That one scene for me in the cafe was an absolute standout, one of the standout moments ever in TV drama. The restraint and the utter rage that Lancashire brought to that scene, and supported wonderfully by Finneran. It should be a no-brainer for BAFTAs for both of them and the series. It must have been daunting to write the end. That expectation of that final scene was so great. I think she did a better job than Jed Mercurio did of Line of Duty and the revelation of who H was. I've been thinking a lot about that ending and what I'd have done. Maybe it's Catherine who got lit up rather than Tommy. Maybe Tommy tried to take his son and flee to Spain, and it all got a bit botched and he ended up having to hold his son, his own son, hostage. I don't know. Luckily, I didn't have to wrestle with the ending and I couldn't have written it, even if I was a writer. Sally did a brilliant job. I had two kind of overall thoughts about that ending. Tommy Lee Royce almost came across as a victim, denied the chance of fatherhood by the evil Catherine Kaywood. Perhaps I could find some sympathy for him, and I don't want to feel like that about Tommy Lee Royce. I like my criminals purely evil, like John Bow in the Prime Suspect series. And for me, the end was probably just a little bit too twee, a little bit too, all the loose ends were tied up. Catherine can enjoy her retirement. She's got that wonderful Land Rover. Her sister with her relationship's been all repaired. And of course her grandson said he loved her and probably came to realise that Tommy Lee Royce was an evil person. So it was all a bit twee for me. And Catherine, I didn't ever feel was in danger in that last scene. Although, as I said, I couldn't have written it. So it's just my feeling as a member of the audience. And it didn't leave me wanting more, and it didn't leave me dissatisfied. I love the series and the characters, and it'll always be up there as one of the best series ever on TV. So will Line of Duty, even though its ending was a little bit pants. I suppose the best you can say about it is it got us all talking, but the ride to get there was brilliant. Endings are hard, and it's no reason to judge that fantastic ride. Okay, so the answer to the burning question, who actually wrote the ending of Happy Valley, the very final episode? Sally Wainwright appeared on Newsnight a few nights ago after the final episode had aired, and she revealed that Sarah Lancashire wasn't happy with the first draft of the ending. So she visited Sally Wainwright's house and they sat down. This was in 2021, and they sat down for a whole day and went through the first draft, and Sarah Lancashire helped to shape and write the very last episode, which is amazing. And I think that says two things. In Britain, we have a history and a culture of what they called authored pieces, so authored television, and that means that one person wrote it, or maybe two people at a push. We've got some great pairings of writers, but Sally Wainwright authors her drama. In America, they actually have a tradition of what they call the writer's table, and the writer's table is a group of writers who all sit round a table and they all put in their 10 pennyworth. One writer will take the lead on each episode and the others will add parts to that. For the next episode, another writer will take the lead. It's much more a group effort, whereas here, probably because of our traditions of people like Shakespeare, we have this authorship. The reason that Sally Wainwright is such a great writer is because she's open to other people saying, maybe you should try this, why don't you try that? She also gives rise to her fears about having to write that last episode of such a loved series, and I think that's very sweet that she takes on that responsibility, and she was so worried about it. She said also as well that once she's actually completed a project and it goes out there, people can take it for what it is. They either love it or they hate it. She obviously hopes they love it, but there's nothing she can do about it after it's been written. And I think that's very stoic. She's a great writer. She seems like a really lovely person, somebody that I'd like to have round my dream dinner party, somebody that would contribute greatly to the conversation. And the series, as we've said, historic. It will go down as one of the best series ever in British television drama. Happy Valley, available now on iPlayer. If you want to hear more about the inside workings of television, or maybe you're looking at a career in television, there's some more videos, and all you have to do is subscribe to my YouTube channel and you can get all of that right here, right now.